Hello, this is Patrick at OneCNC West, and today I'd like to talk about altering geometry. More specifically, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the most efficient method to alter a solid model. So let's get started. Alright, so to begin with, you'll notice I'm using the OneCNC dark theme. That's why all of my menus and toolbars and background is dark. It happens to be one of the 4 themes available within OneCNC XR7 to change the look and feel of your user interface. Okay, so here we go. Here's the part. And what we want to ultimately do is we want to take this pocket along with the other pockets there, and we want to move this whole pocket feature over. Let's say we want to move it over to the right a 1/4 inch, 250 thousandths. And at the same time, we want to remove this boss along with the fillet. So again, we're starting off with a solid model. This could be a solid model that was brought in from another CAD system or it was created within OneCNC. The technique's going to be exactly the same. So the first thing that I would do is I would extract surface edges. Now to do that, you want to come over to your main toolbar, go into Model Tools and Extract Surface Edges, and just left click on top of that surface. You can see that light blue geometry that was created. That geometry is extremely important because we're going to be using that as a guide and as a template to help us rebuild our model. The next thing I would do is I would take this solid model and I would break it up into individual surfaces. To do that, you want to head over to your main toolbar and select Model Operations, and from there you want to select Break to Surfaces. So you're going to do that. Now these are individual surfaces. You can see that. You can left-hand mouse click on those. Individual surfaces there. So let's get rid of the surface we don't need. Let's select that face there, hit the Delete key on the keyboard. Going to hit the space bar twice to go to a top view, and I want to select my pocket definition. Now I'll probably just use the marquee tool. This window marquee tool is always perpendicular to your view, which is nice, and I need to make that a little bigger. Let's bring it out to right about there. That looks good. I'm just dragging it around the pocket feature, going to left click, and now you can see that we have the pocket feature selected. Now let's move that. We're going to move that to the right in X 250 thousandths. Now, I'm going to use the incremental input. If you don't have incremental input showing, just click on the plus ink button, and then right here where it says X ink, you just type in your value. I'm going to type in 250 thousandths and click OK. That now has moved that pocket geometry over 250 thousandths. All right, now the next thing we want to do is we want to get rid of this boss. So I'm going to change my view by hitting the space bar, and let's go to a left view. And again, remember the marquee tool is always going to be perpendicular to your view. So I'm going to drag that down like that. Grab those surfaces and hit the delete key on the keyboard. Very good. So now we have the geometry in place. Everything's in the right location. Now let's rebuild everything. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to build this surface up at the top. You can easily do that by using your surface tools. In fact, let's go into surfaces, and you want to use this option right here called surface from curves. This will build a surface from curves that are flat on the same construction plane. So surface from curves, and all you want to do is just left click the boundaries. And because we move that boundary along with that pocket feature, you can see I can include that in my selection. I can also include the base of those pre-existing bosses and the boundaries around the existing chamfers as well. When I'm done, I can right-hand mouse click, and you can see I purposely excluded that circle there because we don't want the surface to create a hole there. It's all filled up now. Now we can get rid of that light blue geometry, so let's select by color, select the light blue, hit the delete key on the keyboard. Now at this point you can apply toolpath. You know, some people think that you have to take surfaces and convert them into a solid model to apply toolpath, and that's just not so. You can definitely apply toolpath to your surfaces and it would be just fine. But if you want to take these surfaces and you want to create a solid model from that, you can do it very easily by selecting all your surfaces. I'm going to hit Control A, Control Alpha on the keyboard to select everything. That's just like hitting that button right there. And then over here within the main toolbar, we're going to go back into our model operations, and we're going to use this option called Union. So I'm going to left click that. And that now has created a solid model. Okay, so just a reminder, you don't need a solid model to apply toolpath, but if you want to make it a solid, you can. You can see if I select this, that's now a solid model. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. What we did is we demonstrated how easy it is to make alterations on a solid model within OneCNC XR7. Thanks again. I enjoy making these videos, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.